up, everybody? Nisa Muhammad here with We Are Flora Pearl Podcast. Welcome back to episode 3. I'm going to go ahead and pass it to our lovely founder of the Flora Pearl Foundation. Hey, Miss Humphrey.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, everybody. And I'm going to pass the mic to Miss Jalen Wilson.
What up, though? That's how I tell it gets some hype to come to school.
Don't lie.
I'm glad I'm not in school no more. Sorry, girl. What's going on, boo?
What's that for?
What's up for? She done took it back in 2008. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I'm feeling the energy, and this is great because we want to maintain that, y'all. Because episode 3 is about what we kind of tell our sisters the hard truth. We're calling it "Say That Sis," because sometimes we be out of pocket and we got to do what? We got to say that, sis. Sometimes I got to tell Jalen, you out of pocket. Sometimes she got to say, Nisa, we do not care. So let's do this. So first things first, I want to ask y'all, how you feeling? And this time we're going to do how you feeling, of course, like we did last week. We're going to do it in song mode because Meg dropped an album and that's all I've been listening to. And sometimes I just got to be letting people know. So we're going to start with Jalen because I said so. Jalen, song title, how you feeling, boo?
Everybody Say Blessed by Fred Hammond.
Hey, we're blessed in the field.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
That's how I'm feeling.
All right, I love it. Who you passing it to, boo?
I'm going to pass the mic to my favorite, Miss Humphrey.
I thought she meant me.
I take it. Oh, they're trying to hate. Don't do it. Don't do it. So, I am feeling Bossy by Miss Khalees.
Period.
Bossy.
First girl to scream on the track.
Hey.
Okay. I love it.
You need to add
I'm going to pass it on to my youngest. Oh, my.
How I'm feeling is super freaky, girl.
You got to give us context too. We all look like, excuse me. What you mean, Frank?
Because Nisa's face said,
I've been listening to that one on repeat.
Hey, y'all wanted to pick another one?
No, that's how the baby feeling. Wow.
Took me off, though. Took me off. I got it.
How you feeling?
Listen, I'm not hating. It's okay. I love it. I am feeling very much like, I'm going to say not nice. Meg got a song called Not Nice, and it's very much giving like, I don't have to be nice to y'all because y'all been playing on my top, and I really don't have to let y'all do that. So guess what? I'm not nice. Vanessa's here to stay. What's happening? Period. That's how I've been feeling in the most bossed up sense. I've been feeling not nice.
Not nice.
Period. All right, y'all. So we're going to get into this disclaimer here. Take it away, Miss Humphrey.
The views and opinions expressed in We Are Flora Pearl podcast are those of the panelists and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Flora Pearl Foundation Incorporated or any of its affiliated entities.
Meaning we said what we said, but we ain't saying it on behalf of this wonderful, luxurious foundation, okay? We saying it because we got voices. All right, so speaking of rights and voices, y'all, a Black woman once said, quote, "We are not our brother's keepers. We are our brother and we are our sister. We must look past complexion and see community." Unquote. That is by the Dr. Maya Angelou. May she rest in peace. All right. So what do y'all think about that quote?
Y'all.
You don't have nothing to say?
I was gonna fall after y'all. I thought y'all was gonna have it right away.
I'll do it. Listen, I'll start y'all. So with this quote, what I think about, and we're talking about like holding one another accountable as sisters. We're talking about sometimes you got to tell your friends like those not so pretty truths. I feel as though what she's saying is that we're not just our keepers. Like you're a person as well, right? So when you're thinking of how you're going to address a situation, and when you're thinking of how you have to give your friend a hard truth, and sometimes tell them stuff they don't want to hear, think about it as if you were them. Put yourself literally in their shoes. Not just, oh, that's just my friend, or oh, that's just my person. Protect their feelings. No, sometimes I got to address the behavior that's a little toxic. So I got to actually be them, see all sides of the situation so that I can come back from my standpoint and give them honesty. So it's like, I'm not hating. I'm not being this. I'm not being that. I'm telling you that I see all sides. I see how you feel as well. But I'm letting you know, as your community, as your tribe, you cutting the monkey, you need to calm down.
It makes me think about, like Nisa said, the right from wrong. It makes me think about one thing that I love about our friendship is she always says, Jalen, every time something happens, you don't have to go to the circus. And that's real. Like I was telling one of my students that the other day, I said, one thing my friend tells me all the time, you have to go to the circus. And that's someone that genuinely is like, she's not going to correct me in front of someone. But when it's over, she's going to pull me to the back and she's going to look at me and like, why did you go to the circus? And so it instills that self-awareness. It allows you to think about every time in your mind, your friend telling you don't go to the circus. So I like the quote because it builds that community, but it also builds that self-awareness within yourself.
Okay, per. I like that.
I think I probably was looking too much into it because I was trying to understand, but I think the way that you are saying the community part, just really being accountable to, you said like to yourself and to others, because I didn't understand it correctly. Like you was like, we are not our brother's keeper. We are our brother and we are our sister. We must look past complexion and see community. I was wondering, is she saying to look past like how we look like as a whole and then see community, like see all of the human race? That's what I was trying to understand.
You know, I thought about that at first too. It sounded like she was saying don't be judging people by the color of their skin, but the character traits that they possess.
Mm-hmm. So here's the beautiful thing about it. Like when I saw it in an article. I can't remember which one, but I have stuff in my phone that I screenshot because I'm a quotes person. So this one, she was talking about colorism in the Black community, right? But then as I got to looking at it and thinking about it, I was like, what's crazy is if we take away talking about skin tone or whatever, and we look at that word complexion, it could even mean like how people appear. So when we talk about like having to correct someone or having to address like an error that your friend is coming up with, we're not looking at, oh, their life seems perfect, or we're not looking at like, oh, they look like they should have everything together so they should know better. We're not looking at that complexion that they're putting out. We're looking at community. We're looking at, this is another Black girl just like me. She's got some trouble with XYZ 1, 2, 3, and I am a woman also. I'm another Black woman in America. I want to help her see. For me, my perception of it, even though I understood how she was originally talking about it, my perception of it was, we're going to see past complexion as far as what you're putting out. What you're showing me is all good, all perfect. And I'm going to see you as a person, just like me.
Okay. So I think for me, it was just knowing maybe a bit more context on it. And I know you can hear things and come up with your own thoughts because that's fair, but that's still my perception of it. So
love it. Miss Humphrey brings the different thoughts. She's like, y'all, I see y'all in this box. Let me just pull y'all out, show y'all what's outside the box.
No, don't say that.
In a good way. You offer alternative viewpoints on things. It's like, yeah, I see what you're saying, but come check this out. And I love it. I think it's wonderful and it's neat.
Yeah, thank you.
Big Zaria, like Big Lotto.
Probably I forgot.
Nah, we can't forget you,
I agree with all of y'all.
Period. Okay, so y'all, before we move forward, we gotta get a Black woman her flowers, okay? Did y'all watch the Emmys? Let me ask y'all that. Did y'all watch the Emmys?
No. However, go ahead.
No, because you said however, and I love how you said it. Please.
Talk about it.
However, we heard about the wins. One in particular, because I did see her video circling more than even with Quinta, but she still was attached to her. So Miss Cheryl Lee Ralph, the original Dream Girl. Dream Girl.
I got a Grammy.
I know.
Yeah. She got that Emmy. Y'all. Okay, first of all, can you talk about how perfect she looks? Okay. Sis was
she's forever been beautiful. Like when they say Black don't crack.
Diamonds in the hair. She was giving, I said, if that ponytail don't ponytail, because the tail's a pony. Couple horses was mad at the stables, but baby, it was well worth it.
Yeah. I mean, I loved her speech. I mean, just all of it. And I love the bridging of the gap with Quinta, with her saying, if you get a Quinta Brunson in your corner, it takes that sometimes where the next generation were able to give that hand up and also be willing to work together. So I love that. And, Quinta, real talk, I'm just going to put it out there. I was not happy with the photo I saw. I didn't see the video, but the photo with Jimmy Fallon, was it? On a Jimmy or Kimball, whichever one, lying on the ground. That was just disrespectful. And I know he did on his show, he brought her on, but, that's a whole other conversation. But I want to give her flowers and we're going to celebrate her. So I celebrate both of them.
Period. Yeah. Jalen, Zaria.
Yeah, Betty. You know how they do those articles and stuff where they be saying, do these awards even mean anything or whatever? And they put a photo of them, and then like I think they had to take it down because people were like, you chose that photo, and I think they had to change it to some white actor who was receiving an award. People were like, we see what y'all doing. I saw it and I said, oh dang, like.
And it's like, so diminish it because they won them.
She finally was getting recognized.
Because let's be clear, y'all. I read the article. It said it's been 37 years since Jackie Harry won supporting actress in the show. Jackie Harry, if y'all don't remember, Lisa from Sister 227. There it is.
Yeah, that's why I was saying we love her, of course, and honor her in our culture. Now you want to diminish it? Why? What? Oh my!
Some people try to do that. They do that like every year. Why they change it so quick?
I will be real with y'all. In the beginning, I was frustrated with Caucasian performatism. It's a word I made up. Performatism is a word, but I said it. I was frustrated with that. There was just a whole lot of irritation with other people messing with Black women, that when I saw Miss Lee Ralph's speech the first time, I was like, I don't know if I'm not connecting to this right now, because I don't want it to be perceived away by like people who are not Black as like performative or doing too much. Or I don't know if it's just like, how dare it be this long? It's like she's so overwhelmed with something that she should have been gotten that she has to do this big to-do to let y'all know it is a big deal. And then as I watched it again, because I went back and watched it, I was like, you know what? This is good. Even though it is frustrating, it's been 37 years. That's a decade and some change. It's still 3 decades and some change. It's like, this is still a huge moment, and it is the equivalent for the next Black actress that it is for our good sis Haley, where the girls are getting to see themselves. So it's a beautiful thing. But it took me a moment not to feel frustration.
It's funny because that's how I felt. At first, when I saw it, I was like, oh, about time. And then when I really thought about it, I was like, there's a season for everything. She patiently waited for her season. And when her season came up, she could have been your rah-rah that they expect the typical African-American woman to be. But she was very professional. She educated, and she sat in her season and felt the love. And so for me, I don't know, it made me think about, I love trap music and God. Y'all know I'm a huge Kirk Franklin fan. And one thing he said was, there are seasons, and even if we don't get acknowledged, we pave the way for the younger generation, because we want our children and our grandchildren to live in a world better than we live in and get the flowers that we don't get. And so I think that it just made me respect the older African Americans more than, I already respected some of them, but it made me respect them more. It just made me proud to be a Black woman.
Yeah. And it made every time she grounded Moesha, okay. It's like, you know what? You're right, D. Moesha tripping. Ground her again. And for Quinta, because Quinta Brunson is not what everyone considers to be a typical Black girl, right? Like, she would be that alternative Black girl, if you will. She has that. She just does. So I love that she is representation for Black girls who may not be into trap music, or who may not, like, that's not their whole whatever. And she's just unapologetically just Quinta. She's funny. She's adorable. She actually reminds me so much of Jalen. It's insane. Especially in the show Abbott Elementary. But I love that she has come from the ground up. Like, baby girl hustled her way to where she is. And it's like, we love to see it.
From the, he got money. That's what... They said that was 8 years ago. I was like, look at the grind, when it's your passion, when your heart is in it, and it's just your purpose. And like you said, Jalen, it's your time. When that all meets together, this is the beauty of it, where you got two women from two different generations, and they merge together to create this beautiful moment. So that's why I was saying, even the foolishness or whatever occurred while, Quinta was getting her award, is still like, you can't steal this moment. I don't really care. We're still gonna embrace it, love on them, and just keep it pushing. So yeah. What about you, Zah?
I talked.
She is so fun, y'all. I just want Zari to make a shirt full of one-liners. The first one's gonna say, the first one's gonna go, and then after that,
I was gonna say, like, Nisha tried to act like that character was like Jalen. It's Nisa.
What do you mean?
Her character on Abbott Elementary.
No, it's
I sent it to her. I saw one clip in the trailer. Tell me you didn't see that clip and was like, that's Nisa.
Maybe that moment, but if you watch it, I am the I can't think of her name. The Italian lady who's always, oh, I got a cousin who can do that. Yeah, we'll get it off the truck. That's me.
I do love her. Yeah, I would say
because Nisa been telling me for a year that that's me.
Always excited.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Like, yeah, it's you, Jalen.
Guys, but they're just, you gotta see the good in them. Baby, ain't no good in them. Let it go. Like, let it go. Yeah, that's exactly it. All right, y'all. We're gonna kind of intersect some conversations today. We're talking a lot about social media with friendships. The reason being is because a lot of stuff we see on social media pertaining to these friendships is mad. Why? So as far as what we all are seeing on social media, or even like particular TV shows that may be popular now, what do you all think of the current state of sisterhood for Black women? Because that's the perspective we could speak from. What do you think of the current state of sisterhood for Black women in 2022? How make y'all feel?
I'm just gonna say it. It depends on what generation of Black women you're talking about. So I had an incident this past week. And I was telling my mom about it today. I was like, and this is not the first time I've experienced this, especially being in the professional world. But I feel like when it comes to Black women, we got to do better in lifting our sister up and giving positive feedback instead of thinking that our sister is in competition with us. And I've experienced it more so in my generation. Well, of course, you experience the messiness of it when you're in school. Oh, my boyfriend like you. I don't like you. But when you get in the professional world, I guess that's why I vibe with Miss Humphrey so much, because she's like one of the few, her and Miss Vibes, of African American women that try to help their sister instead of hurt their sister, that praise their sister instead of down their sister, no matter the age. As a millennial, and I'm right on the cusp of a millennial, I don't like how older women, I'm trying to say it in a nice way, that's why I'm talking slow. I don't like how older women, and not all, just some, it's like they kind of try to see how far they can push the younger woman. Like, see, like, what do you actually bring to the table? Like, what do you know? I don't think that's a friend. So it goes back to the original question. I think it depends on the generation, but also depends on where, like, your background, where you're coming from. But that's just me.
I feel you on that, Jalen, and I appreciate it too, as it relates to even in my generation, and one of the ones that we are looking to the next generation to say, I'm gonna give you a hand up, you know, and really be that support to you. And I feel like I'm in the middle in my generation, where you have some of the elders who feel like the younger generation is not respectful, and then you have the younger generation feeling like the older generation doesn't understand them. I feel like I'm in the generation trying to help bridge the gap there. We have each other. That's what I see. I'm kind of like, you can try to get ahead by yourself. However, I'm like, if you're not helping someone else, it's lonely on that island or on that mountaintop. Like, that can't be your only thing. You make it and everybody else, like, you got to get it how you live. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to really help. And so I would like to see more unity and more celebration of when people win, like really celebrating them, no matter what age they are, and not looking to them like, oh, you're younger. And I think one time Zaria was saying with Marseille Martin, you know, from Blackish, like when she won in some way, from the video, she said they were sitting like, this is a young baby. This was some years back when she first remade the movie Big, I think. They were kind of seated, I guess. You know, it's almost like, oh, yeah, she did type deal. Like, why are we not celebrating? Like that is super dope. Are you kidding me? Like, oh my gosh, we gotta be there for each other and giving that positive energy out. That's why I love who I love. And, you know, I wish everybody the best. I really genuinely do. I'm just like, we don't have to be cool for me to wish you well. I'm still like, yeah, you may need to stay over there if we no longer that tight, but I don't wish you to fail. It's like, come on.
It makes me, because like I try to teach kids to like worry about yourself, don't worry about nobody else. But anybody that truly knows me knows knows that I'm the type of person where I like to try to figure someone out all the time. And that's really what makes my mind race, especially when I can't figure that person out. I will say that I've come to the conclusion now, I'm still trying to figure people out, but I come to the conclusion now where I'm like, you just must be unhappy with something internally. If you have to undermine someone to win, you just must be so ugly on the inside. It must be something really wrong with you. And that's the PG version of it.
She's gonna text me the rated R version later. But it, like Jalen said, it depends. Like there are some women who like there's generally nothing but like love and live long and prosper, like they say on that show. It's like that's what they want for other Black women. And then there's other times where like people say that and it's just for fun. It's just because that's supposed to be what's in, or it's because like you feel like you're climbing the ladder, like you're using other Black women as a stepping stone to get where you want to go. And that's across like the board. That's no matter what your profession is. That's no matter like what it is you do. It's like there are unfortunately a lot of incidents that I have witnessed, some I've been a part of, and some I've just kind of like heard about, where it's like, oh, I thought we were friends, but then this happened and this opportunity came up, and it was just kind of like you watch somebody turn into an op, as the kids say. So I feel like the current state of sisterhood for Black women right now, like it's not where it needs to be, but it's not where it was, if that makes sense. I feel like there are enough of us out here who are trying to really like bridge that gap and create that community that Dr. Angela was talking about. But then there are some of us who, like Jayla said, like we got that ugliness in us, or whatever the case may be with ourselves, to where we feel like the next person doing their thing somehow infringes upon us. And it just makes me think about a time, like, you know, a young lady that I know, she wants to go into business for herself, and she was speaking with someone, and their whole thing was like basically like, oh, well, I mean, there's already, you know, people out here doing this, or there's already people out here doing that. And my first thing I said to her, I was like, okay, but you're not doing it. Like your thing could be the thing for someone. How dare somebody try to tell you like, oh, you don't need to be in that lane because there's already enough people there. It's like, girl, and what's your point? I haven't done it yet, so you ain't seen the best of it.
No, that's real.
That was heavy for real. But we see it's so common. Like, and I kid you not, me and my mother was just talking about this. I said, like, why is it like that? We were talking in the sense of older women. She was like, that's just how some older women are. I give it up for my grandmothers because they weren't like that. And my mama's not like that. Like, that's why so many people kept coming to their funeral. And that's why so many people reached out. I can go a long time talking about that with my mom. But like, they're just so genuinely nice people. And I'm just like, why are there some people that are just so like disgusting? That's the best word I can give it right now. Like disgusting. You must really be upset with yourself.
What you think, Zach?
Yeah, I don't took it to the next level. I said I was about to joke in the beginning.
Well, joke on, baby.
Lighten it up.
No, remember you were like, I'm in the middle. I feel like I'm in the middle of the generations. I was about to be like, I'm in the middle of generations too. But then like, I didn't feel like it was appropriate. You know. I said, whoa. I get what y'all are talking about. As the younger, whatever y'all want to say, I don't consider myself that young. I am grown. But our idea of like, which y'all aren't just talking about just on social media, right? Y'all talking about just period.
Just in general.
Yeah, I think we started.
I know I'm saying like we got to a different part.
Like travel.
Yeah, our idea of like friendships and stuff now is very different than like what y'all, I feel like what y'all experience. And I only say that because I know my mom, when she tells different stories and stuff from like her past, I'm always like, they wouldn't do that now. Even the whole club thing, like if we all shut up together, all finna leave together. We gonna make sure everybody at least good. Right now, like literally if we go to a party, it's like everybody for themselves. It's like, ooh, I hope she got home because
that's crazy though.
Wait, Ray, run that back.
She said it. You heard it. Say it again, Zari, because she missed it.
What part?
What you talking about? Like, for example, at the club, like you were like, everybody's for themselves. Like it wouldn't be we looking out for each other. I don't get that.
My mom used to talk about how when they used to go to the club and parties together, it was like you at least gonna be like, all right, if someone's trying to get up on your friend or whatever, you feel like your friend has too much to drink or something, it's like, okay, maybe I won't drink too much because I'm driving home. Y'all actually thought it through, and it's like now they'll literally leave without you too and be like
crazy to me.
That's so unsafe.
I get if it's a group, but even that, I don't want you around me. Like if it's a group, say you a friend of a friend or whatever, I'm just kind of like, you should have a core group. Like when she was saying that's not the thing now, I'm just like, I can't even fathom that, because I would slow down because I'm gonna be the driver. Like she said, like, oh my God, get us home. You know what I mean? Save for not only that, like, you have fun. That's why we out here. But I don't get the you for yourself. If you see something that's off, you're supposed to check that. Like, what do you mean?
Like, it makes you kind of paranoid when you're outside because you're like, the people I'm with, are they really my friends, or are they really? Yeah, they just want me to take these pictures and they finna dip. I don't know. It's just so bad now.
I guess my thing is, why would you do like what? It goes back to putting yourself in someone else's shoes. Like, would you want somebody to leave you? Would you want somebody to not look out for you? Like, are you stupid?
But I think that's the thing, though. Like, a lot of these young ladies, from what I have witnessed, heard, is like they think they grown. You know, once you hit a certain age, I'm grown. Like, you don't tell me my whatever. And it's like, baby, you grown, so it's time to really do grown things. And then you realize, you know what? I don't like it out good. Like, I understand the assignment, but I want to drop the class. You know?
Wait. I just call myself grown.
And Zari, I'm telling you with love, baby.
Right.
You grown till you got
to grow.
You grow in.
Right. You don't want to grow up right now.
A beginning woman, like Vanessa said back on the Cosby Show.
Listen.
Yeah, like I used to tell the kids, okay, you grown, but being grown come with grown responsibilities, grown headaches, grown stress. And when you cross that grown line, Zaria, you know I used to tell y'all that. Don't be going home crying to your mama because you grown.
And I'm speaking from experience because there was an incident years ago where, you know, you out and you young, but you think you grown and you feel like the world is yours to conquer. You know what I'm saying? And you just feel invincible. And that's what youth is. Youth is really like you feel invincible, but you're not invincible. So it's invincibility and ignorance mixed together. That's what youth is. And so for real, it's because I'm invincible, but I'm dumb enough to know I'm not invincible. And so I remember that I let my cousin go home with somebody, or I let them take her home. And we knew she was cool. She was cool, but she was uncomfortable. And instead of us hearing that, we basically like, girl, we just having a good time. Nah. And she distanced herself from us for a while. Like, we had to have a conversation about that. And it was really on some, y'all need to grow up and see that y'all did me wrong. Like, I wasn't comfortable here, even though y'all said like, it's cool, we know him. I wasn't comfortable. And when I was in a better place, and not even in a better place, but when I was able to actually hear what she was saying and realize that had that been me and I had said I was scared and y'all still left me, I would really have dog walked y'all. It's like, you know what? I was wrong for that. And for people who just allow their friends to just out here doing whatever, y'all don't check on them. I'm telling you from personal experience, that's a check you type of thing, for real. Because even when I think about it to this day, I'm still like, I cannot believe I left her like that.
And guess what? No, nothing against you, Nisa.
Right.
But what goes around comes around. You might not experience it right now, but best believe it's going to come back around. Whether it's with your child, whether it's you, it's going to come back around because you didn't learn the first time.
So that's why I always say treat people how you want to be treated.
Thank you.
Treat people how you want karma to treat you. You want me to say karma don't lose an address?
It's not.
She like Santa Claus, baby. She don't come once a year though. She year round, 24/7.
And I look at karma like this. Karma is teaching you. If you don't get it right the first time, it's gonna teach you again. If you don't get it right the second time, it's gonna teach you again. So you might as well just start learning instead of keep playing with her.
Honestly, because she childish. She is. It's like, babe, why you do that?
A blessing or the other. That's how I look at it.
You get ready to say something messed up, you start choking. You like, you know what? I'm gonna shut that. I'm gonna shut
that. Right. I'm not supposed to say that. Right.
Let me get a water. And it still wasn't coming out. I said, see,
you be doing the COVID cough out here losing the law.
When you supposed to say something. I love it.
Okay, so y'all thinking about that, right? Like the current state of sisterhood with Black women. Well, let's talk about the best friend aesthetic, because we touched on that a little bit, right? Do y'all know what the best friend aesthetic is?
Explain.
I love when you tell me to explain things. I feel like Dr. Suzette. Okay, but the Black non-racist version. Anyways, so the best friend aesthetic is this new thing on social media. Girls are like, oh, I just want a cute bestie who likes to get dressed up and go take pictures and do this, that, and the third. And everything is about how this person makes you look. It's like getting a best friend is like getting a new purse. It's to complement a look. So you're not genuinely looking for somebody who's interested in the same things. And even like the captions on the videos is like, if you're a pretty girl who likes lashes and and no drama, follow me and like this and we'll be besties. And it's like, first of all, it sounds like a pimp's ad. I just want to go there. It's giving Backpage. It's giving Craigslist back in 2007. Second of all, that's not how you find genuine friends. That's how you recruit models and prostitutes.
Sorry.
But
Her face like, well, okay, all right then.
That's the best friend aesthetic. It's all about how you look and how you make me look and how we look when we're out and about and all together. Jalen, go ahead.
We're probably about to say the same thing. If you're picking somebody based on that, let's make into the insecurities you have about yourself. Like, but seek therapy from a therapist. I can say that now. I'm a counselor.
Okay, come on.
I'm a counselor. Seek help.
Put that in behind that ass and stop playing with.
Seek help, like for real. That's a true problem. And what you don't know is if you don't fix that problem now, you're just messing up your next generation and the next generation. And that's what creates generational curses. Mic drop.
That's the professional side. I'm going to give you the ratchet side. If you care that much about how your friends look, just say you want to date them and go about your day. Just say you're looking for a girlfriend, baby, because that's really what it is. And that's okay. That is your story. However, you're not going to put that off of, we can't be friends because I don't like how you look. What? I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was on Married at First Sight. Excuse me?
Come on.
What is this?
Hold on, that's weird. You ain't gonna throw my show up under the bus because I like Married at First Sight.
I'm sorry. But for real, like I think that is so. We can't be friends with her because she doesn't dress. You don't like how she dressed? Buy your clothes then, or shut up. Because guess what? You ain't even pay for your clothes 9 times out of 10. Like that is so weird to me. Like me and my hairdresser, y'all, we was just talking about that because we was watching something and this girl, she was picking on the nerdy girl, and I said, "How are you gonna be mad at somebody because they smart, girl? Don't be mad because I'm smart.
You mad at she getting A's?
Right?
Because I read. It's giving illiterate.
That what you all say. Weird. The whole point is you're supposed to be doing that if that's the path you're on.
So now if you do it, you're an outsider.
That is so weird.
That's dumb.
But that goes into that aesthetic. And it's like the fact that people are picking their friends based off of how they look, they dress. Y'all, that is some weird stuff to me. That is very strange. It's giving Frankenstein. And ain't none of y'all doctors or scientists. That's weird.
That used to be like my little friend group in high school. Not like I would say the pretty thing because I was pretty. But our whole thing was that we were the natural hair. Everybody knew I already had long natural hair, but I was like, I never really wore it out. And I think one time, like, I did get it straightened or whatever, and I posted a video of it. And the main girl, she like recorded like my story and put it on her story and was like, "See, this is what I be talking about." Like, I don't know what the little caption was, but I was like, I don't like that. I was like, girl, hold up. And then I noticed a pattern. We all wear our hair in like the puffs. We all had like the natural hair. And I was like, is that why I was
picked to be in the group, right?
Because I wasn't friends with them last year. I said, oh, okay.
See, back in my day, we had gangs. We was KO girls. We was rough. You know what I'm saying? We did that type of stuff. And it's all because we could all fight. That's what we did. Oh, it wasn't we could throw a punch.
Back in my day, I was lame. So, whatever school, whatever group I was a part of in high school, was because we was just black kids in a white school, and we was just trying to make it happen.
Okay. Oh, I was lame too, honey, but I threw a punch.
We made it out.
Period. Yes. Okay, y'all. So let me ask y'all this. We done talked about like the weird aesthetic, and we're gonna come back to it because it's gonna keep coming up, right? But can we talk about the truth for real, like the hard truth?